Hello, my lovelies. Welcome back to True Talk Tuesday, where we get the real deal on real estate. And let's get into insurance tonight. I had the craziest and the best training today at my brokerage, and I thought this is some information that I'd like to give to you guys. So we're gonna discuss homeowners insurance and some of the surprising things that I learned. Sorry, I thought somebody was opening my door, and I was like, who? It's only my husband here, and he knows that I'm doing this right now. So why are you opening my door? It wasn't. I dropped something. As always, if you're here, let me know. Say hello in the comments. If you've got a question, feel free to put the questions in. If for whatever reason you're not comfortable with putting questions in comments, I do have my links in the description of this video. And one of the links is my digital card. And you can send me a text, you can send me an email, whatever you'd like, so that way you can get your question answered. I am huge on educating people. And like I said, tonight was like, what's happening? So we had a guest speaker come into the brokerage to kind of talk to us about homeowners insurance, and they own a insurance company here in town, Kim Locke with Locke Insurance. She came by and she gave us, basically gave us the good, bad, and ugly, and then let us ask as many questions as we wanted. We asked questions about roofs. We asked questions about solar panels. There were questions about aggressive dogs. We were talking about drones. You name it, we were talking about it, and we were asking questions about it. So first off, the good news that she gave us was that the insurance here, the insurance market here in Florida looks to be stabilizing. It was crazy for a while. It was really crazy for a while. We had a lot of insurance companies also leaving the state. We were just like, okay, now we have to just take higher rates, right? So the good news is that it's stabilizing. The news that we didn't like hearing had to do with roofs. So one of the things that, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I haven't had to deal with a lot of roofs. All right. So some of the stuff she said, I don't understand. So we're not going to talk completely about roofs right now until I have a chance to talk over with somebody and make sure that I understand before I give you the information. But in gist, what she said was that the insurance companies have changed some of the time frames of a roof. Metal roofs are getting better. They're getting longer time frames. 3-tab roofs, they're not doing great. So timing on types of roofs have changed. And that is something that, as if you're a seller, you need to be aware of what type of roof you had, how old is the age of the roof. Why do I say a seller? Because it's going to come up. What we're talking about with homeowners insurance, if the roof needs to be replaced, if the homeowner's insurance will not insure that home because that roof has whatever against it, right? That's going to stop the sale of your home, right? The buyer cannot get money, cannot get the loan because they can't get homeowners insurance. So anything that stops homeowners insurance will stop the loan, which means now you're going to have to figure out how, and also the buyer's agent, we work together, right? But you're going to need to figure out a solution. And we often have to talk about roofs. We often have to talk about replacement of roofs. And often our sellers want to go with the cheapest option. And I get that, right? You need more money in your pocket because you're selling your house and moving into something new, right? You need that money to go towards that. So I get why, but insurance companies are putting their foot down with certain types of roofs. So that's why I said I feel more comfortable when we really dive into that. I'd feel more comfortable with having somebody that is either a roof expert or either Kim on the show itself, so that way we can talk about this, right? But the other thing that was interesting that I found out was solar panels. Now, I have a love-hate relationship with solar panels. I am a tree hugging hippie, y'all. All right, look, I got this shirt on from Raccoon Mountain because I went into a cave, right? I do anything environmental and I love the environment. I love nature. I want to protect things in nature. And solar panels have always been, solar energy has always been one of those things where I'm like, oh, clean energy. Yes, before you start commenting, yes, I know there are problems with it, and that's what we're going to discuss right now. We're going to discuss some of the problems. All right. Solar panels. If you're like me and you're like, oh, that's great, or if you're like me, if you're like many people who are like, well, if I get solar panels, then I can decrease my electricity. True. Let's talk about a few things first in regards to homeowners insurance and solar panels, right? I say I have a love-hate relationship with them because as a realtor, they are the bane of my existence some days. It's very hard to sell a house if a seller has solar panels, and the solar panels, by the way, are quite expensive. They're quite expensive. Sometimes a seller will still owe like $27,000 on their solar panels, and they'll want to push that off to the buyer. They'll want the buyer to basically assume that debt. So instead of paying it off, and a lot of times buyers don't want to assume that debt. They didn't choose to have solar panels, right? You're choosing your home, but they don't want to pay for that. Like they don't want to pay for the solar panels. So oftentimes sellers will have to pay for their solar panels at closing in order for the sale to go through, first of all. The other reason I hate solar panels with houses is that a lot of times we put them on our roofs. It's a great place to see the sun, right? That solar panel is getting screwed into what? It's getting screwed into your roof. It's getting screwed into your roof. And say something happens to your roof, right? Something happens to your roof. And when we were talking today with Kim, she was telling us there was an instance that she knows of where there was damage done during a storm to solar panels and the roof. And the solar panel company said, that's a homeowner's insurance thing. And homeowner's insurance goes, that's a solar panel thing. Neither one of them wanted to pay for the damage. So these are the things that we're talking about with solar panels and homeowners insurance. I do know that I was working on a deal where the question was, if the roof needed to be replaced, how much would it be to take those solar panels off and then put them back on once the roof was replaced? And it was at that time, I think $16,000 to take them down, and then another $16,000 to put them up. If y'all have had to do that, let me know in comments if that number sounds right to you, or if somebody was just being like, I don't want to do this, because that's possible, right? So let me know in comments whether or not that's true for you. But hold on, I thought I was like, wait a minute, where's my comments going? Where'd they go? Normally Gail's here, and Gail's not here yet, so I'm not sure if my comments are working. So if my comments aren't working, anybody that has my number, text me. Tell me, hey, I made a comment and you're not seeing it. Oh, there's Jamie. Okay, yeah, Jamie. My comments are working. Thank you. But the solar panel issue, it also, once the solar panel gets screwed into your roof, I cannot say that this has been a firsthand experience. I cannot say that, but I can assume, and we all know what happens when you assume. So I'm probably making, a butt of myself. But once you screw that into a roof, I would think the warranty for the roof is null and void now. You've augmented it, right? So as far as homeowners insurance goes, though, like, they don't want to touch it. They don't want to touch it because if for whatever reason there's damage to the solar panels, to the home, whatever, Insurance company now is going to have to pay to have them taken down, paid for them to be stored, right? Then paid to have them put back up and hope that every single of them work, right? Because when they took them down, they don't know whether all of them work. They just took them down. Now you put them back up, all of those have to work. And if they don't work, the insurance company is going to have to pay to make sure that they work. So insurance companies are like, dude, that's a lot of money. I ain't doing that. No, I ain't covering you, right? We did ask her, like, how often is that happening where insurance companies aren't covering solar panels? And it was sort of like a hit and miss. Sometimes they'll take it, sometimes they won't. So the advice that we got tonight was, if you are a homeowner and you'd like to have solar panels, put them on post on your land. Don't put them on your roof, just put them on your land. Like I said, as far as the environmental part of it, I still have a love-hate relationship, because I know that there's a lot of things that could be better about solar panel energy. But that's not the show, right? So, hey, Linda, how are you? Yeah, a lot of people don't think about this kind of stuff. They don't think about what solar panels can do to your insurance, solar panels can do for your roof warranty, right? A salesperson shows up and tells you, hey, I can lower your energy costs, and whoo, that's great, because I've got like a $300-400 bill each month. You tell me I can save money, and then I'm only going to pay you like $200 a month or something like that for my panels? Sign me up. But the other end of it is, these things can occur. So insurance companies are often saying, we're not going to insure them. Did you know, because I did not know that insurance companies will get Google images of your home, or either send drones into your land to get images of your land. Why? Because they are looking for things that could cause problems. Jamie, you said your friend had some solar panels installed, and her insurance said that if the panels have solar mounts and if they were installed by a licensed installer, then they would be okay. Okay. See, that's what I'm saying. It's a hit and miss. Some insurance companies are doing that. They're like, okay, if it was properly installed, yada, yada, we'll take it. And then some insurance companies are like, no, we're going to drop you. You put solar panels on your roof, now we're going to drop you, and now you're going to have to go find another insurance company. I don't want to take that risk, right? I don't want the stress. I've got enough stress. I don't want the stress. So if I was to get solar panels, I would say that I would put them on my land, but not everybody has that opportunity, you know? Not everybody has that opportunity. I have a pretty good sized lot for Lakeland. I have a almost half an acre. It's not a full half acre, but I have almost half acre. So for my area, that's a pretty good sized lot. I have the ability, I could put solar panels out here. But not everybody in Lakeland does, especially if you live in a subdivision. If you live in a subdivision, your yard is like micro in a lot of those subdivisions. And for some people, that's great. They don't want to mow the lawn anymore. So that's it. So the other thing is, what I was saying was the drones and the Google images. There have been people that are getting their insurance canceled because they own trampolines. You heard me. Trampolines. Because if somebody comes over and jumps on that trampoline and injures themselves, they can file a claim with your homeowner's insurance. Medical claim. And the homeowner's insurance are like, you know what? We're going to mitigate any problem we might have right now. And that's really what this is about. Homeowners insurance is trying to mitigate any possible claim that you will have. All right. So let's think about things. And we talked about a bunch of different things in the training, but trampolines, right? You have a trampoline in your yard. They've been canceling for that. Aggressive dogs. If you have an aggressive dog like a pit bull or a Doberman or a Chow, they will drop you. Why? Because they're mitigating a possible claim. Those dogs are considered aggressive. I will that we're not going to discuss whether or not they are or not, because I've owned pit bulls and they are the biggest babies on the planet. As long as you don't make them fight, they love you to death. They'll just lick you in the face. But there have been instances where pit bulls and Dobermans have been made aggressive, and so they have attacked people, and that can be a claim on the homeowner's insurance. So they are mitigating any possible claims, right? Any possible claims. One of them was also if you own your own business. I think, Jamie, I think this would be something you probably would want to know. I know you don't own your own home yet, but those that have like little bakers setups, or they sell eggs right from their home, like they got chickens and their chickens overproduce, and so they sell eggs, or like you're a sourdough baker and you've got like a little farm stand at the end of your drive. If you're selling stuff and your homeowner's insurance doesn't have you covered for a home business, you can be dropped, because again, they are mitigating a possible claim. If you sell eggs and somebody gets salmonella poisoning from that egg, guess what? There's going to be a claim on your homeowner's insurance. I know. It's just, I was sitting in this class going, you gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me. Like, the trampoline one threw me for a loop, threw me for an absolute loop. That's crazy. I would have signs, enter at your own risk, right? You know what? Right? You are covered. You are covered legally to be able to do that from your home, right? But your insurance company can go, I don't know, and drop you. Isn't that weird? That is so weird to me. I don't know. I know that we all have to have homeowners insurance or renter's insurance or something like that, right? And it just is crazy to me. One, the drone thing and the Google image, that I have big feelings about that one. I have big feelings about that. I have a reasonable right to privacy on my own property. That's my thought, right? I have a reasonable right to privacy on my own property. So I assume that no one is filming me while I'm on my property or filming my property, right? And to think that people are flying drones over and videoing my property to go back to an insurance company and go, they got a trampoline. I would think I could sue them for that, but I don't know. I don't know the law. That's a lawyer question, right? But is that just, am I being dumb? Am I being the weird one? Like, if you are in the law and you are watching this, please tell me if that's something that is even, like, I can't imagine that being legal, right? I can't imagine that being legal. But they've done it. So what's the deal? I don't know. But the insurance companies, basically what you need to know as a homeowner, as someone that is buying a home, someone that's buying a home, I would say heavily lean on to your realtor about what exactly they think your insurance is going to be on this. A lot of times I've walked into a house with my buyer and it's a perfect home, but when we go outside, we might see trees that are overhanging on the roof, or the roof is dirty itself. These things can cause them to have a bigger homeowner's insurance. And if that's the case, and we're already on a tight budget, we might not be able to get them the payment they need for that home because the insurance is going to be too much. So if you are one of those buyers that are on a really tight budget, you're going to want to look for a home that has any type of claim that can be mitigated. Like, the roof is great, there's no trampoline in the backyard, right? You want to make sure that there is as little possible reason for the insurance company to say, hey, look, we're going to have to do extra coverage because there's this, right? See, hotels are putting camera smoke alarms. It's crazy what this. No, that's got to be absolutely illegal, Jamie. I cannot. Like maybe in the hallways, but not in the rooms. There's no way. If I, no, I travel a lot. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Now I'm going to go up to the smoke alarms in my room and I'm just be like looking with a flashlight. Look, see if I see anything. Oh, I would come unglued. If I found a camera in one of my hotel rooms, I would come unglued. My dad was telling me about it the other day. Nope, I'm done. Nope. Call Anthony. I'm going to be like, hey, what hotel was that? Because I can't stay there. But they're trying to mitigate any problems they might have in the future. So as a future buyer, that's what you're going to look for. You're going to look for these problems that insurance companies might not like. As far as the aggressive breeds, don't have them like most people keep their animals inside anyways, which is great because that's where they belong. They need to be loved and held, right? So if you do have a big dog, I don't know what to tell you. Like, is it a possibility that it could be canceled? Yeah, it is. I think it would be a big, just weird coincidence that at the moment that you're maybe an insurance person is around your house, that they see the dog or they like hear the dog, is it likely to happen? Maybe, maybe not. If you have a big dog and you're always walking it outside, maybe something can be said, but it's been told to me that they will drop people over aggressive dogs. So just if you have a dog, I hate to say don't get a pit bull because pit bulls need love. I strongly believe that. All right. Like I said, I was raised around pit bulls and they rather lick me in the face than bite me. Because we didn't train them to be aggressive. We treated them like babies, right? So I guess any dog, and by the way, we got told what is the number one biting dog? Jack Russell Terrier. Little tiny thing. Chihuahua's number 2. So, but the difference between, Jack Russell Terrier and a Chihuahua bite, like they bite and they let go. Yes, more aggressive dogs will not let go. So I can understand that. Yeah. Do they instantly cancel you or do they give you time? All right. Good job. Thanks for that question. That's a good question. Basically, you're going to get a scary letter that says, hey, there's an issue and you have so many days to fix it or we drop you. And sometimes so many days to fix it. Like if it was a roof issue, you have so many days to get a new roof. If it is a trampoline, you've got to show that you've dismantled. One of our agents was talking, and this happened to her. She got a letter in the mail, and the letter said, we are going to drop you because of the trampoline in your yard. You've got so many days to take care of it. So she had to dismantle the trampoline and then get a certified letter and like a notarized letter that said that they do not plan on having it in their yard anymore or will buy a new one and send that off to the insurance company so the insurance company wouldn't drop them. So you'll get a letter and hopefully they'll give you 30 days. Companies will do what companies want to do and their policies always change. So they don't care about loyalty. They really don't care about loyalty. That makes sense? Yeah. The other thing that I thought was interesting, was very, very interesting, was that they were also telling us shop your insurance every 2 years. Okay. So if you're a homeowner, shop your insurance every 2 years because again, they don't care about loyalty. So when their new programs come up, they're not going to tell their old people, right? Sort of like phone. If you've got phone service, cell phone service, call once every 2 years and see if you can get a better service, because they're not going to call you. They got a bunch of new people, right? They're going to call you. Same with the insurance company. So every 2 years, call them, right? See if you can get a better thing. If you are a seller with a home and you know that there are certain issues, then you're going to need to take care of those if you want to sell the home for the dollar amount that you're wanting. If you are not wanting to take care of them yourself, then you're going to have to offer credits. And I can tell you right here, right now, even when we offer credits on a home, it takes longer to sell. If you can fix it up and do the things that you're needing to do beforehand, the home will sell faster, right? If you know that the roof is at its end of its life, be prepared. You're going to have to get a new roof. And if it's a metal roof and the nails haven't been redone, you're going to have to pay to have those metal nails redone, because insurance will not cover it. Will not cover it. If insurance won't cover it, loan isn't going to happen, sale isn't going to happen. So as a seller, look at all the things that could be possible claims and go ahead and take care of them. Go ahead and take care of them now. Okay. All right. So this was a pretty quick one because we went over all kinds of insurance stuff. I am trying to map out all the things I want to talk about, and I don't know all the things I want to talk about yet. So if you guys could help me out, and in the comments, let me know what you're interested in hearing about. What is something that you might sort of understand about home buying, but you want clarification for, or something that you really like, I don't get inspections, I don't understand appraisal, whatever that may be. Put it in chat, put it in comments. Again, if you don't feel comfortable doing it publicly, you can send me a DM or a text, whatever. All right. Oh yeah, it does. Nitpicky buyers. Yeah, there are I think there's some people that might have unrealistic expectations, both on the selling and buying side of things, right? So I've been on both sides of that. I've been on, the side where I have a seller and I've got an unrealistic buyer. And then I've also have been on the side where my buyer is the unrealistic buyer, right? Like, it's like, y'all, you're not getting a 4-bedroom, 2-bath for $100,000. All right. Like, that's not going to happen. So yeah, I agree with you, Jamie. I think it can be very, very touch and go. And it's one of the reasons why I say y'all need the whimsical realtor, right? Like the hashtag whimsical. I say that, and I've posted a couple of things, and I realized I needed to clarify that for other people. When I say that I am whimsical, yes, that means you're going to see this kind of stuff, right? You're going to see this kind of stuff. You're going to see the goofy stuff. I'm going to dress up in a unicorn. But what this also means is that I am very, very out of the box when I come to think about things, right? That's why you see this kind of stuff in my room, because I think so far out of the box. But that's good for my customers, the people that come to me, because I can come up with solutions that most people might not think about, right? Because of that creative side. So my whimsy is actually a superpower. It helps. It helps solve those little negotiation problems. Like, all right, let's talk about what we can do here. All right, my lovelies. If you don't have any more questions for me tonight, I will get off of here. This year is starting off strong. I've got a lot of things going on, and I have big, big goals of helping a lot of different families. So if you know somebody that is looking to buy or sell a home, give me a shout. Let me know how I can help them, and let's get this year going and getting everybody to their goals. All right. All right, my lovelies. As always, be happy, be safe. Know that I love you, because if people can hate for no reason, I can love for no reason. All right, my lovelies. I'll see you next time.